Meena Kumari, your dedicated guide for Curatery's English A-level course. Together, we'll embark on an exciting journey through the English language. Here we will dive into the basics of English language and we will dive into every single aspect, whether it's grammar, vocabulary, writing, or you're facing some problem with normal conversations or day-to-day regular English speaking. Now, when it comes to any language or English, we are talking about English right now, it can be a bit challenging sometimes to work on a language, right? But don't worry, I am going to give you a lot of tips and tricks that you will follow together with these lessons. You will get questions to practice, vocabulary to practice, and lessons to learn here. Now, English is a global language, we all know that, but sometimes it can be a bit tricky to work on different aspects, rules and regulations to follow in grammar. But don't worry, I'm here. So let me tell you a bit about these lessons that we are going to learn together. First thing is, I would like to start with you on some basic conversations so that whenever you're going out with your friends, meeting your colleagues, or whether you're in college, talking to your teachers, or even in supermarket, you're able to introduce yourself. You're able to talk to people and have conversations or small talk. Because the first part of every language is speaking. If you don't speak a language, that means you're just theoretically learning it, right? Yes. But after speaking comes theory as well, because if you don't know the concepts, how will you correctly speak? So after that, I will take you to the whole journey of grammar, from the basics to all the lessons, every topic that you can cover or you can think of that exists in grammar. But okay, grammar is done, conversations are done, but if you don't have vocabulary, how will you speak or what words you will put? So I will take you to the vocabulary lessons as well. And not only to the vocabulary lessons, I will tell you a lot of idioms, phrases, words that you can use in your day-to-day conversations. And even after that, we will take on different examples, different settings, and we will use multiple words there. And not only that, I will try to help you with the vocabulary as much as I can by giving you a lot of tips and tricks to remember each and every word. Now, we have talked a lot about what is going to be there and this or that, and I'm going to help you with all these things. I hope you are much excited about these lessons now, right? But whenever we talk about any language, or if we are talking about English here, first thing is we have to understand the challenges we face here. Now let's just take 10 seconds and think about what are the challenges you are facing at English language. Okay, so you might have thought about something. If you still face some difficulty and you're not able to analyze the challenges, just pause the video and then think about it again. Now, what I think of the challenges when we face at English language, I feel like when you're speaking, you may get nervous, right? Just nod when you feel that, yes, I'm right. Okay, feeling nervous, maybe hesitation is there. And then sometimes the problem is you're not getting vocabulary. And then there's one major problem that we are making major, or I would say very common, grammatical errors. So when we talk about learning grammar, vocabulary, speaking, conversations, we have to understand the challenges behind it. Okay, now you have figured out what are the challenges that you're facing. What is the second step to learning English language? The first is identifying the challenges. Second is, how are you going to work on it? Now, I have already told you that I will take you on a journey of grammar and vocabulary and everything we will learn together. I have a lot of videos, lots and lots of lessons, exciting lessons and tests and everything planned for you. But what will you do other than this? You have to bring English into your life. And here comes my first and foremost or very important tip to work on English language. You know, when I was in school, I used to feel hesitated, or I used to be very shy when it comes to speaking in English. No, seriously, I was. But how I worked on it? The first thing that I did was I tried to bring English language into my life. So let me tell you how I did it so that you can also do that. The first and foremost thing is identify where can you try to bring English into your life. Maybe you can switch those Hindi subtitles to English whenever you're watching an episode, a web series, a movies. Then later on, after a few days, maybe you can start with whole audio in English rather than subtitles, right? Whenever you're watching English movies, web series, or whatever you like watching. Or whenever you are reading something, even if you don't like reading, you can just try to give 4 or 5 minutes to reading something. Now, I can understand reading does not excite every one of you, or may not excite each and every one of you. So what you can do is start with reading something exciting. There are so much stories. There are a lot of books that you can read. I'll recommend you a few if you like. Yes. So you can start a bit of reading. After that, you can start listening to English. Now, what would you listen to? There is so much to listen to. Whatever content you're already watching, try to listen to that in English. Now, when I talk about reading, writing, listening, you might be thinking that, Hina, if we have to do all the work, why are you here? Right? Don't worry. You'll do just the foundation work. I'll help you build the whole process in English. I'll help you learn each and every aspect of English. When you read, you'll need words. When you listen to English, you'll need to understand it clearly. So I'll help you with that, right? This is just the introduction of this whole chapters or coming chapters so that you can understand what we are bringing or what we are going to practice on together. Now, in these lessons, I just want you to focus on and I want you to practice whatever I tell you at the end of every lesson. After every lesson, after every video, you'll get certain questions that you have to practice as well, right? Yes. Now, first thing that I would like you to work on, or first thing that I would be taking you to work on is complete introduction in English. But why am I starting with introduction in English? Because introduction is the first thing. Introducing yourself is the first aspect of conversing, right? If you're meeting me, let's say, if you're meeting a friend, if you're meeting a new colleague, if you're meeting a person, you're meeting for the first time, a stranger, let's say, you need to introduce yourself first. Yes. So the first thing we will start is how to give a very amazing and effective introduction in every single certain situation. Whether you are going to school, whether you're going to your office, you're meeting just someone in the supermarket, or you're meeting a stranger who will be your friend in future. So how would you introduce yourself? I'll tell you that in the next lesson. So for today, for the introduction of these chapters, this is it. As we conclude, reflect on the progress made today. Next session, we'll unravel even more linguistic wonders. Keep practicing and happy learning!